Professor Tarik Oguzlu joins me now live here in the studio. He is here with us from Istanbul Aydin University. Professor, thank you once again for being with us here. What are your thoughts on the Century of Türkiye and the plans that set to further elevate this country's capabilities and to hit further milestones?
I think, likewise, many other countries, Turkey has some very important national goals to fulfill. The three most important national interests that might be applied to all other countries all around the globe are this: economic prosperity, territorial security and survival, and societal cohesion. If we are in a position to achieve all these three important goals in the next decades, which means that we have fulfilled our national mission in one way or another. But for those missions to be fulfilled, of course, we have to be quite successful, maybe more successful than we used to be so far, because as we have already discussed in the previous hour, Turkey is a middle power. Turkey's GDP per capita income is around $10,000, so we have to increase this GDP per capita income at least to $25,000 or $30,000, hopefully in the next 3 or 4 decades, and maybe Turkey becoming one of the richest 10 countries all around the globe, continuing its membership in G20, and also playing a kind of strategic leadership in this greater Middle Eastern region. Turkey is a global swing state. Turkey is a middle power country, which means that rather than putting all of our eggs into one single basket, we need to be in a position to distribute our strategic eggs to different strategic baskets, which means that our membership in NATO is quite important and valid. We have to go along with that. Our aspirations to join the European Union is quite important, and maybe one day we become a member of the European Union. And also our relations with the Russian Federation is very much important. Russia is our neighbor to the north, and in the last 10 years we have developed a very important relationship with Russia, ranging from security to political cooperation to economic trade. And China has already arrived in global politics, so we don't have the luxury to turn a blind eye to what Chinese have in their mind concerning our own neighborhood, so we have to get along with them as well. And most importantly, we are at the center of at the intersection point of 4 different continents. So Turkey needs to be a regional actor and leader in the Middle Eastern geography. Right. That's why over the last 3 to 4 years, Turkish leadership has set into motion a new realist, pragmatic foreign policy orientation.
Right. We have these live pictures rolling just behind us of the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan sitting alongside the former defense minister, I see there, Hulusi Akar, watching this flex of the Turkish Air Force conducting their demonstration flight. I think this is one of the most vivid examples of how far Turkey has come in terms of its defense industry. A lot of what you mentioned is in regards of foreign policy here. You mentioned Turkey's relationship with Russia has been an important one because especially we saw Turkey's mediation efforts when it came to the war in Ukraine. It was very successful. It was able to form the grain deal, which was important for food security across the globe. How important and how far has Turkey come in terms of foreign policy?
Many things we have achieved so far. No one will be in a position to deny the kind of strategic achievements Turkish decision makers have accomplished over the last 10 years. Military defense capacity of Turkish Republic has improved a lot. Now, as far as I know, the share of highly sophisticated military equipment in Turkish export is around $5 or $6 billion, which means that we are deriving lots of money from military exports, and this ratio will increase in the years to come, I know it. But also we have to be an economic powerhouse. To become an economic powerhouse, we have to increase the ratio of highly intensive, innovative, technology-oriented, value-added goods in our trade relationship. So far, it is around 3 to 3.5%, so we have to increase it. I think we have already put a great degree of investment on this particular field as well. Coming back to your original question, yes, Turkey has played a key role in the context of the war in Ukraine, trying to strike the right balance between our commitment to Russia, but also our commitment to NATO. So Turkey's mediation role has somehow played a a very important role in terms of at least bringing the parties closer together around the common table, maybe leading them to seek for a diplomatic solution. We have to be a little bit patient because it's not only up to Turkey to put the final, how can I say it, solution to this problem, but we are on the right track. Likewise, our role in Russian-Ukrainian war, so Turkish decision makers are also trying to do their best, as far as I know, in the context of the ongoing war in Gaza.
Okay, you mentioned Gaza because I want to read out this quote that Erdogan has said. He said, "Let's make the century of Türkiye a period in which our national and local values inform universal values and in which we speak a word to this age." We saw a great example of this statement he made when we look at the stance that Türkiye has taken in regards to what's happening in Gaza today.
Let me continue with what you have already said. Turkish decision makers are on a course of following a moral foreign policy, which doesn't mean that Turkey is trying to moralize its foreign policy. Moralizing foreign policy is something different from moral foreign policy. Turkey is never in a position to impose, quote unquote, its values and norms onto others, but Turkey is trying to put humanitarian considerations at the very center of its international engagement. That's why we have been so much active in finding a solution to this ongoing war in Gaza. Other than that, let me also tell you that Turkey very much values its relations with the countries in this particular neighborhood. So similar to Atatürk's era foreign policy in the 1930s, now we are following a regional foreign policy in such a way to bringing closer our neighbors to the south with a view to finding solutions our problems on our own. This is our own region. So we should not be in a position to make a bet on external actors. Rather than letting external actors, global heavyweights, to play the countries of the region vis-a-vis each other, we should push the countries in the region to form a kind of regional consciousness in such a way to hold off any kind of external intrusion into our region.
All right, Professor Tarik Oguzlu, I'll have to leave it there for now. Thank you for that analysis.